Hello and good morning, everyone. Welcome back to today's market outlook. My name is Edmund, and today is a Tuesday, 25th of August 2020. So, for yesterday, we had a very quiet economic calendar, only minor data coming out from New Zealand and also China during the evening. So, although there was less economic data yesterday, we still managed to see the US dollar moving within the consolidative range. It came down during the UK trading session and recovered during the US trading session to end the market session largely unchanged. So we do see the UK pound moving up by about 70 pips and also coming down during the US trading session, coming down about 95 pips. Okay, so let us have a quick look at today's economic calendar. For today, we are going to be having a mixed batch of data. So from Europe today, we will be having the German final gross domestic products numbers. Now, these will be quarterly numbers at 2 p.m., followed by the German business climate data at 4 p.m. So the emphasis will be on the German gross domestic product and also business confidence. And this will largely have some impact on the euro dollar moving towards 2 p.m. Local Singapore and Malaysia time today. Moving on to 6 p.m. From the UK, we will be having the Confederation of British Industry realized sales numbers at 6 p.m. And finally, towards US markets tonight, we will be having a set of housing data, starting with the house price index numbers at 9 p.m., followed by the Conference Board consumer confidence numbers at 10 p.m. And also at 10 p.m., we will be having new home sales numbers and also the Richmond manufacturing index numbers. Okay, so it's going to be more active day today in terms of economic calendar. And for yesterday, although there was not much economic events, we still had reasonable movement on currencies and also on gold prices. So for yesterday, basically the US dollar consolidated again. We can see the US dollar initially weakening before strengthening towards the US trading session, and it just ended marginally higher against most of the major currencies. So a quick look again at technical analysis. For yesterday, we do see the US dollar index moving down from 93.23 all the way to a low of 92.81, coming down about 42 points. And then after recovering very strongly, all the way up another 45 points to end the day at 93.28. Excuse me. So again, as the US dollar was weakening, this was quite early. 7 plus 5 is 12 p.m. Local Singapore and Malaysia time weakens, and towards the evening at about 1500 plus 520, which is 8 p.m., the US dollar strengthens again. Okay, so we do see a similar behavior for the US dollar. Again, it was weakening and then strengthening, okay, in the US session. So for the UK pound, we do see the UK pound strengthening at about 1 p.m. local Singapore time from 1.3082 all the way to 1.3149, moving up about 67 pips. And then after at 8 p.m., it weakens from 1.3148 all the way down to 1.3053, coming down 94 pips. Okay. So again, similar story for the euro dollar. As the US dollar was weakening, we do see the euro dollar strengthening from here, 1.1786 all the way to 1.1847, moving up about 60 pips before pushing down at about 8. This is 9 p.m. 9 p.m. 1.1842 all the way to 1.1782. Okay, so it came back down about another 60 pips before going quiet. So for this morning, US dollar is marginally moving down, and we do see the UK pound moving up quite a lot actually. This morning itself, it went up 50 pips just 2 hours ago at about 8 a.m. local Singapore and Malaysia time. And for the euro dollar, it is, well, not as active as the UK pound. However, it still managed to move up 22 pips this morning. Okay. So, although economic calendar is very quiet yesterday, we still had the UK and US markets operating, and thus we see the volatility on the UK pound and also on the euro dollar. So moving on to gold prices, again a lack of volume and also economic data yesterday saw the gold prices was consolidating since last week and ended last Friday on a bearish tone. And for yesterday, it managed to break through, I guess, in a sideways fashion, break through the downwards trend. And at about 2 p.m. over here, sorry, this 3 p.m. Okay, gold prices pushed up from 1934 to a high of about 1950, moving up 16 US dollars before it went quiet for a while. And then at 7 p.m., at 8 p.m., it pushed up one final push from 1950 to a high of 1960, going up another $10 before having a quick retracement and pushing back down. Okay, so during the UK trading sessions at about 3 p.m. yesterday, gold prices moved up from 1934 all the way to a high of 1961 at about at about 8 p.m. Okay, so from 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. Time frame of about 5 hours, it moved up 26 US dollars before pushing down in 4 hours or so, pushing down to a low of about 1,923, going down $37. Okay, so as of this morning, gold prices are slightly on a bullish trend. So technically, gold prices is actually consolidating, trading in a sideways fashion. Okay, so towards the upside, we could be looking for resistance of 1,953, which is about $18 to the upside, and to the downside, we are looking at support levels of 1925, which is about $10 to the downside. Okay, for the US dollar, if it manages to push back up to resistance levels of 93.43, we could see the UK pound coming back to test 1.3058 levels again, which is about 40 pips to the downside. And if the US dollar pushes down, maybe coming back down here to form a support and double bottom, we could see the UK pound pushing up to test 1.3137 levels, okay, which is about 40 pips to the upside. Similar story for the euro dollar. If the US dollar weakens, we could see the euro dollar strengthen to test the next high. Initial resistance will be at 1.1829, which is about 30 pips to the upside, and the second resistance levels will be here at 1.1841 at about 40 pips to the upside. Okay, again, if the US dollar does strengthen, we will be watching for the euro dollar to weaken back to the current support levels of 1.1785, which is just about 15 pips to the downside, and further next support levels will be at 1.1760, about 40 pips to the downside. Okay, so there goes the analysis for the US dollar index, the UK pound, the euro dollar, and also for gold prices. Oil prices are still largely consolidating and has not really moved much. Okay, there was I think a thunderstorm in tropical storm Laura, affecting oil production in the Gulf of Mexico. So we do see oil prices sustaining at high prices, such as the current 42 US dollar levels. Okay, so USD CAD still consolidating in the range. Okay, quick look at the S&P 500. Again, the S&P 500 is still on a very much a bullish run. For yesterday, it went up about 28 points, and currently it's at a record high of 3,448 points. Same goes with the Dow Jones Industrial Average and also the Nasdaq. And basically the bond, or what we call the US Treasury yields for yesterday, bond prices went down. However, Treasury yields went up. Part of the reason why gold prices came down yesterday. And also for this week, they will be issuing or selling as much as 128 billion US dollars worth of long-term US Treasury notes from the 2 years, 5 years, 7 years, and also the 10-year Treasury notes. Okay, so these few days will also determine whether demand for the bonds are good, and whether the yields will move up or down. Okay, so due to the fluctuation of the bond yields, we could be seeing some again some fluctuation or momentum on gold prices. Okay, so yeah, so that will be the analysis for today. If bond yields, the yields wise, if the yields go down, there's a high chance that gold prices may go up. And if bond yields drop, we may see, sorry, if bond yields drop, yeah, if the yields of the bonds drop, not the price, the yields of the bonds, if the yields of the bonds drop, we could see the gold prices moving up. And if the yields of the bonds go up, we could see the gold prices pushing down, possibly again to test the recent lows of 1911. Okay, so yep, so that will be the analysis for today. Watch out for again 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. The afternoon session, local Singapore and Malaysia time, and also 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. later on in the evening for the US market traders and also possibly institutional traders. Okay, so have a good trading day ahead, and I'll see you again tomorrow for the latest market updates. Thank you. Have a good day.